Hey there, teacher friends. It's Bill McDonald, the Reading and Writing Doctor. Today, I want to show you how to help your students learn to go from one land to perhaps two land. We've learned that your students have to respond to the topic with a clear central idea statement, controlling idea, thesis statement, or a claim or an opinion about one side or the other. What I would like to do is show you using an alliteration with the sound of ka, that sound repeated over and over again, how to help your students remember some of the important steps for coming up with evidence for their choice. Now, for the first bullet, it said clearly state your central idea elementary, clearly state your controlling idea middle school, clearly state your thesis high school. The second bullet said to make sure that you organize your essay. So what they're going to be looking for, the readers are going to be looking for reasons why you chose your idea about the topic. And they want to see at least examples, one, two, or three examples of evidence, examples, one, two, three, of text that you can find to support your claim, reasons why you choose it. That would make the essay qualify for a two. If your students can do what I call explaining and exploding their examples of evidence, each evidence example explained and exploded, that's in alphabetical order if you write it down. Each evidence evidence example explained and exploded. Those are all in alphabetical order if you look that up. When I say explode, we'll worry about that later. I just want to make sure you know understand how can I get the kids to find evidence based on the question. So the first thing that your kids have to do is the first thing on my list here. So I'm going to use alliteration to quote evidence. It said question and keywords. What is being asked in the prompt? Okay, that's very important. Every single prompt that's uh, informative, expository, or opinion argumentative, they're going to be asking a who, what, when, where, why, which, or how question. And so the important word that I want to make sure you understand is um, the asked part. You have to make sure that they figure out what's being asked. And then, of course, which a lot of you are teaching your kids to do is make sure you know the keywords because you can use those keywords when you're coming up with your central idea statement. So that's key, but you have to be careful that you cannot come up with a central idea just by reading the prompt. The central idea has to be based on evidence. And so I'm going to show you how to go straight from the prompt and question to evidence. So let me show you for using the third grade example. It says, uh, and we looked this when we found the word explain and the five bullets on the page, we knew that that's where the prompt in the topic was. It says explain your opinion about why people should or should not be rewarded for recycling. Okay, so the why, the the question that's being asked, you can see it is there, and so you have to make sure your kids look for that part. The why part, that has to come from your student's head, or use the evidence in the passage to come up with an idea that your students can use to answer. Should or should people who recycle be rewarded? So they've got to pick. They ask their opinion. So remember, they've got to pick one side or the other. And so I have a C here and a backward C here. They've got to make a claim or an opinion about one side or the other. So I'm going to pick the first passage because in third through fifth grade, all they have to do is, because they're going to ask them this opinion argumentative, to state an opinion for rewarding, which was the first passage that your kids had, or against rewarding for recycling, which was the second passage. Okay, so the next K is K, K code. What is the zip K, K code and the GPS address, the word of the evidence using keywords from the question? Okay, so where are you going to go? And so I'm going to let you stay looking at my alliteration page, but I'm going to go to the third paragraph of the rewards for recycling section, and it says that exactly these words in the third paragraph. It says that a reward gives people a personal benefit. So when you're being rewarded for recycling, you get a personal benefit, something that benefits you when you're benefiting others. And so we're going to have to use some examples of evidence that we can EXP explain. So the one that I'm going to use, it's in the fourth paragraph. And so the zip code that I just told you right now, in the fourth paragraph. Okay, so there's the number and the GPS address. They're the selection is divided into indented paragraphs, so it's in the fourth paragraph. Okay, so then I come down here. I'm gonna come down here because I think I have to remove all of this so that I can show you further down the page. Yeah, so I'm gonna remove all that and undo everything. It says, what are the clue words you will use with the location? So I'll add that to what I've already given you. Let me put this a little bit lower so you can kind of see three more things here. Okay, so what are the clue words? So here we go. We already had capital in the fourth paragraph. So just as a reminder, what is that we're doing there is the K that was right above it, the zip code, the K code and the GPS address. The number is the code where it's at, and the address is the word, which one. So it says in the fourth paragraph, see if I can get back in there where I was at. Select, there we go. In the fourth paragraph, I can use any one of these to kind of help me show what the author. We'll just use the first one. The author states. Okay. Then if you look down below, your next k sound that I'm giving you is k, k, comma. Separate the location from the evidence with a comma, and then Qu Quotation and capital. Place an opening quotation mark before the first word of your evidence and capitalize the first letter of the first word. So I'm going to try to do that. Okay, and I'll do that right there where we already started it. Okay, the author states comma quotation capital. So I'm going to capitalize. You generally want to capitalize the first word in a sentence, and in most cases, the first word in a direct quotation, something that you're um, that you're. So it says um, some U.S. states let people return empty containers in exchange for money. So that's one example. So that's evidence. And so what you would want your students to do is find some other evidence that's similar to this. What is another example evidence of a benefit that people receive? So that would be the first one. Uh, in the uh, fifth paragraph, or it even goes into more detail. I'm just going to read it to you. That people bring in their bottles and cans for counting. Each item earns them 5 to 15 cents. People in these states tend to recycle more than those in other states. So it kind of shows you there. Uh, if more people in those states are doing it, it means that it's going to be helping the idea of recycling because people are going to want to be able to help themselves, the benefit to themselves that we'll use and the benefit to others. So uh, there is that. So if I just use this one sentence though, then let let me show you the next cause and we'll kind of put them all here together in this sentence that we've already been creating together. Cu, cups. Make sure that you use correct capitalization, usage, punctuation, and spelling when you're quoting the evidence from the selection. So because I'm quoting directly exact words, I shouldn't be making mistakes in my sentence because it's already been written for me correctly. So when I'm done with the sentence, my last is closing and quotation. Close your last word with a proper punctuation, a stop sign, and a quotation mark. So we'll do that up here. Um, put it in the lowest place. I'll just kind of come up here and finish it right there where we started. Okay. So it says closing, period, because it's there and a lot of students won't think to put it, and then quotation. So there is one example. So if you were to continue quoting that paragraph, then you would have another sentence or two or three. You're allowed to quote more than one sentence, but those are some of the cause that we would use. And so um, what we have uh, as a review, and I'll kind of go through this for you, like you're in my class. K question and k keywords. What is being asked? Why should the people be rewarded or not rewarded for recycling? And we're going to go with that they should because of the benefit they can get. And then we need some evidence. And this is one of the benefits. So there's the code. The number is the 4. And the GPFS address is the 4th paragraph. That's the location that you'll be able to find this. Then you'll use a clue word to help you with the location we're letting you know that the author of the selection said this. The author states, Qu comma, Qu quotation, Qu capital, Qu cups, Qu closing, and Qu quotation. All of that has to happen to make this sentence work. And so the only one that we don't have there, if you notice, is our closing quotation if we're going to use direct quotations. And so there are what I call the cause of using direct quotations to quote evidence. And I'll kind of do an example of that for each grade level that I have copies for the selections so that we can actually use real evidence. I hope that that was helpful. God bless you guys and have a great evening.